So how realistic it is, very hard to say. The Ukrainians have sought a direct engagement with President Putin for President Zelensky. President Putin has rejected that repeatedly. We'll see if he goes forward with anything. But again, our focus is on making sure that we're doing everything possible to strengthen Ukraine's hand at the negotiating table, including with a potential meeting between President Zelensky and President Putin. And that's exactly what we're doing. We've been supporting Ukraine. We've been imposing extraordinary pressure on Russia. We've been solidifying our own alliance. All of that goes to strengthening Ukraine's hand when it comes to any negotiations with Russia.
Again, I want to go back to can Zelensky negotiate sanctions relief at all here or not?
The entire international community has come together to impose those sanctions on Russia. We'll be looking to see what Ukraine is doing and what it wants to do. And if it concludes that it can bring this war to an end, stop the death and destruction, and continue to assert its independence and its sovereignty, and ultimately that requires the lifting of sanctions, of course, we're looking at the purpose of the sanctions, Chuck, is not to be there indefinitely. It's to change Russia's conduct. And if as a result of negotiations, the sanctions, the pressure, the support for Ukraine, we achieve just that, then at some point the sanctions will go away. But that is profoundly up to Russia and what it does going forward.
The re-strengthening of the ruble, and I understand there's some market manipulation there to do that, but there clearly is some signs that the ruble is strengthened. Obviously, Europe, there are plenty of European countries that continue to pay Russia for oil and gas. Is there more that could be done to tighten these sanctions again? Because it looks like he's found some ways around them.
Well, Chuck, first, virtually all of the forecasts show Russia's economy contracting by 10% this year. That is dramatic, especially at a time when other economies, including our own, are rebounding dramatically. Second, when it comes to the ruble, it's more than a little manipulation. It's a lot of manipulation. People are being prevented from unloading rubles. That's artificially propping up the value. That's not sustainable. So I think you're going to see that change. We've seen the most extraordinary exodus of virtually every leading business from around the world, leaving Russia. Everything from McDonald's to Toyota. And that's having not just an immediate impact, but a long-term impact. And then the export controls that we've imposed on Russia, denying it the technology it needs to modernize industry after industry, that's going to have an